Beautiful morning coming up here in Western Australia, and a bit of an earlier start for me. Well, we're coming up an hour downstream, 5.5 kilometres. Lovely day coming today, forecast to be about 26 degrees. But yeah, today I'm going to get all nostalgic today. I was just walking along there thinking about my formative years, my youth as such, my early years. Born in 1965, so I'm approaching 60 now, obviously. And you get thinking about, I was thinking about TV programs, to be honest. TV programs that probably wouldn't get put on TV nowadays for certain reasons. I think we all know why, but yeah, just thinking there, well, you know, what programs you used to watch. I know there's the old favourites and things, but when I was younger in the 70s, there was in the UK, this is Bradford, the UK, Yorkshire, there was 3 TV stations: BBC One, BBC Two and ITV. ITV was independent, it was regional sort of things. I was YTV, Yorkshire Television, so you had YTV in Yorkshire. And so you had the 3 TV channels. Obviously no such thing as internet or Sky Foxtel or Sky TV or anything like that, satellite TV. That was yes, that was still an itch in somebody's pants. So you're there with the 3 channels. Nobody, well, we didn't really watch BBC Two. That was more educational, intellectual documentaries, political, something like along those lines that I remember anyway. Was, yes, you didn't watch much on BBC Two. A bit like your radio stations, there was the independent radio stations, but there was the BBC, Radio 1, Radio 2, Radio 3, Radio 4 I think as well. Can't remember how many BBC radios it went up to, but yeah, when you were a kid and you listen to the radio, yeah, certainly me anyway and my friends, it was Radio 1, and the disc jockeys there who were DJs, disc jockeys, who were basically treated like superstars. If you were a BBC One radio disc jockey or BBC Radio 1 disc jockey, you were quite famous at that time in the UK, in the 70s, certainly the mid-70s and early 80s. The Radio 1 disc jockeys were superstars. Kenny Everett, Steve Wright, Mike, who was the long-haired guy? Mike Reed, Dave Lee Travis. That came out of thin air, that one. I remember listening to him on a weekend. Dave Lee Travis used to do a little quiz called Pot Black, and you'd get asked certain questions, and obviously going through the colours of snooker, they get higher in price, from the yellow at 2 points or whatever to the black at 7, so the questions got harder and harder for the more points. Yeah, DLT, Dave Lee Travis, Pot Black. Pretty sure it was him anyway. But the DJs all used to get like a 2-hour segment that I can remember, so you'd be listening to them through the day or whatever, or evening, and then they'd swap over after a couple of hours. But I always, when I was working, this would be early 80s, mid 80s, Steve Wright in the afternoon. Steve Wright in the afternoon, Mr. Angry. I'm so angry I can throw the phone down. Imagine Steve Wright being on the radio doing some of the material nowadays. Well, I think it would last about 10 minutes. Yeah, he was very good, Steve Wright. Kenny Everett, and he went on to do his TV, and he was very good. Kenny Everett gave Queen and Freddie Mercury a really big break, to be honest, when he got them on his one of his programs, and I think they were playing, nobody wanted to touch Bohemian Rhapsody because it was God knows how many minutes long. It was above the normal 3-minute record. 45, remember 45 records, 45 LPs. It's a single, it's an LP. It's a 45. So yeah, so he gave him a big break. Gee, it's all coming back now. So yeah, watching the TV there as well, and talking about the DJs. Mike Reed, I think he hosted, I'm pretty sure he did. No, it might not be Mike Reed, he hosted something anyway. I mean, they all took the turns hosting Top of the Pops. Top of the Pops! Do, 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 do. I think it went something like that at one point. Before it went all Doctor Who-ish. But yeah, everybody used to watch Top of the Pops. What's number one this week? Straight in up, number one. Boom. So they all used to have turns in that. But yeah, there used to be Noel Edmonds as well. Noel Edmonds. But anyway, Saturday morning swap shop. Saturday morning swap shop. Who remembers that? Dear me. Where you'd ring in and get notes put on the TV what you had and you wanted to swap for something. So yeah, I got this old Lego game and I want to swap it for a scale X-Rig. Yeah, okay. Who wants to do the deal with Jimmy? No worries. Saturday morning swap shop. It's Friday. It's 5 to 5. It's Crackerjack. Crackerjack. Jesus. How long did that go on for Crackerjack? Why don't you just get off your bum and go do something less boring instead? Why don't you? A programme hosted by kids, I think, young children. I say young children, 9, 10, 11-year-olds hosted. I'm pretty sure they did anyway. Why don't you? And it was called Why Don't You, but the longer title was Why Don't You Just Get Off Your Bum and Go Do Something Less Boring Instead. Pretty sure that was the correct title of it. Imagine that nowadays. Why don't you? Yeah, and then all your soaps. Coronation Street, obviously. I haven't watched that in, I won't say years now, I'll say decades. But is it still going? Where we were from in Yorkshire there, Emmerdale Farm. Woo! And then obviously Coronation Street was a northern based, or is a northern based soap. And so the people in the south needed to have one of their own. So I think it was the mid-90s. EastEnders came along. EastEnders, is that still going? Queen Vic, Coronation Street, Rover's Return. Woohoo! Yeah, the Queen Vic, Dirty Den and Ange. Was it Angie? Dirty Den and Angie. And the twins, Phil, the pretend grey twins, Phil and, oh, I can't remember his brother's name. But, oh yeah, EastEnders. Is that still going? I have no idea. Oh, God. What can you remember from your childhood TV programmes there? Probably wouldn't get on TV nowadays. Grange Hill, Flipping It Tucker. Grange Hill. Programme about school kids and they were teenagers. Tucker. He was a good actor, him. Mark somebody, I think he went on to star in EastEnders, what I can remember. Tucker. Jeez. How old will he be now? Oh, Tucker. Grange Hill. Yeah. But yeah, nostalgia, remembering things from your early days and things that you just don't see now on TV or radio. I know here I'm in WA, Western Australia, local TV, the local radio station, or one of them anyway. There's quite a number now of radio stations here in Perth. Mix, but they've all got to have 2 or 3 presenters on the programmes, and they play very little music. Obviously they've got I think an agenda to push, and conspiracy theory, and you're listening to them and you think, you know, I used to listen to Radio 1, and Steve Wright in the afternoon would keep you entertained for a solid 2 hours on his own. All right, he had his characters come along, and he was the characters, but he'd tell you the stories and do the entertainment for a good solid 2 hours, and plenty of music as well. And I'm thinking, how do you get 3 people presenting a radio program? I don't know. And they're all basically just talking to each other. And we'll play this song now, I think. Yeah. We'll keep the advertisers happy. Here you go. Yeah, buy this pair of socks. So yeah, things change, don't they? Whether it's for the better, who knows? I certainly don't think it is, when you see people like that, characters like that, creative characters, Kenny Everett, Steve Wright, all those people, the 2 Ronnies, TV, the 2 Ronnies, how good were they? What was it? The Phantom Raspberry Blower of Old London Town. Yeah, crazy. Not crazy. Psychopath. I think he looked at me as if I was crazy. What are you doing, mate? Yeah, 2 Ronnies. Dave Allen, Irish comedian, just used to sit there on a chair with a drink and just go through his stories, his monologue, or whatever you call it, and just snapshot through his life and his experiences, and looking in on other people's lives and things. And very, very good comedian. Mike Yarwood. Yeah, little and large, going through the comedians now. God. Hale and Pace, mid-80s, Hale and Pace. Griff Reese, Smith and Jones, was it? Griff Reese, Jones, Mel Smith, Smith and Jones. Not the 9 o'clock news. Imagine that, not the 9 o'clock news nowadays. Remember Pamela Anderson? Jeez, got a better memory than I thought, to be honest. Pamela Anderson, not the 9 o'clock news. Rowan Atkinson, Mel Smith, was it? Certainly Smith, I think it was Mel Smith. Griff Reese Jones, and Mr. Beam. Yeah, I think I said Rowan Atkinson. And Pamela Anderson, 4 of them. Not the 9 o'clock news. When she did this sketch where Guy pays for something on his American Express or whatever, and oh yes, would you like to rub my boobs as well? Can we say that on YouTube? I have no idea. But you certainly won't get away with that nowadays. Not unless you was a certain letter of the alphabet, then you probably would, but yeah, not the 9 o'clock news. Spitting images, which was very, very political and very good actually. But could you imagine that nowadays? Spitting images. Yeah, good luck. But anyway, Saturday lunchtime, swap shop's just finished, and are you either World of Sport or are you Grandstand? Are you Dickie Davies or are you Frank Boff? Grandstand, World of Sport. So you'd watch the sports then all afternoon from 12:30 or so. Grandstand, World of Sport, the old English Division 1, Division 2, Division 3 and Division 4, and they do the horse racing, obviously live horse racing. Oh yes, this is the 2 o'clock from Chepstow now, steeplechase or whatever it was, the flat season and things like that. So you would actually have a go through the card at a certain race course, so you'd see 4 or 5 horse races, and then wrestling used to be on about 4 o'clock. Obviously the football, all the divisions 1, 2, 3 and 4, 3 o'clock kick-off Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock kick-off. No evening games then, it was all Saturday 3 o'clock kick-off time till 4:45. But can't remember, was it World of Sport that had the wrestling? Mick McManus, giant haystacks. Early form of what did they call it then? WWF or WW something anyway, the World Wrestling thing that you see on TV now. That was the early sort of form of it. 4 o'clock till 4:40 or so, and then the results would start coming through on the teleprompter or whatever it is, and here we are, early results, boom boom boom, whatever. Oh yeah, Manchester United and Liverpool have drawn 1-1 at Anfield, whatever. Chelsea and Tottenham still playing, it's 3-2, and boom, right, that's it, all the results are in. Here comes to what they call it, final score, and that would be about 4:50. I mean, they were very good at it. It's final score, and then they would go show you the tables, Division 1, and all the games would be there, and they would read them out. It'd be in front of your face, you know, and they'd read them out. Yes, oh yes, Chelsea hang on to beat Tottenham 3-2. They don't say it like that because you had your pools as well. You're marking them off for you. Get a draw. I think it was 3 points. The pools. Who did the pools? All based on the soccer games. And you needed, was it 7 or 8 draws or something, or 9 draws, something like that. If you had all the draws, you know, Leeds won, Liverpool won, that's a draw, that's 3 points. Bradford City won, who can we say down that way? Wrexham, I don't know, won, that's a draw. That's 3 points. So if you picked them all off on your pools, and I'm pretty sure it was 24 points, you won the jackpot, you won the pools. Jesus, where did that come from, the pools? Final score. Oh, and that's it. Thanks for what was on after that then? Grandstand, World of Sport. Yeah, World of Sport, Grandstand. So you'd watch final score come in, programme would finish, and then it was entertainment, Saturday evening entertainment. Now whether these were some of Saturday evening, I don't know, but the $6 million man, $6 million man. We can, gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. It's going to cost $6 million, like, and this was in the late 70s, I do believe. I wonder how much the $6 million man would cost now, taking into account inflation. I'll just stop my timer here. There we go. That's where we are so far. I'll just put that on hold. The $6 million man. Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. Yes, and they got bionic legs, bionic legs, bionic arm, I think, and a bionic eye. See them rocks over there? Oh, I can see them 2 flies. Can you see them 2 flies on the left-hand rocks? Yeah, well. The $6 million man. The bionic woman. The bionic woman. Obviously, we have to make it fair. There's a bionic woman. Knight Rider, the car. Michael, you need to go around this corner. What do they call the car? Michael. Yeah, anyway, was it a Trans Am? Knight Rider. Jesus, $6 million man. Obviously everybody knows Star Trek. Star trekking across the universe on the Starship Enterprise under Captain Kirk. Star Trek. Getting back to the music. The old grey whistle test. Where did that come from? The old grey whistle test. Yeah. Late at night, I can't remember if it was a weekend or it was on twice a week. The old grey whistle test, they used to put up and coming bands on there, bands you'd never heard of. John Peel on the radio. He was good, John Peel. Here's a band. I was in Birmingham the other week and last week, and here they are performing the new single. John Peel. Knight Rider, the bionic man. The old grey whistle test. Are we going? Yeah, we're moving. Hawaii 5-0. Steve McGarrett, book him, Dano. Starsky and Hutch. Huggy Bear. Frank Cannon. Frank Cannon, big Frank Cannon. Colombo. Just one more thing, just one more thing. You were great, Colombo. Always at the last minute when it turned around and just come back with the killer question. Starsky and Hutch in that car with a red stripe on it. Oh, and where we were in the UK, you could get Starsky and Hutch magazines, and in the magazine you get the cop badge and the fake cop badge and the fake holder and things like that, and your holster, your Starsky and Hutch gun holster. Oh, those were the days. Minder. Obviously only fools and horses. Yeah. Morning. Del Boy. Rodney. Uncle Albert. Yeah. Albert Tatlot, Coronation Street, I said Albert Tatlot. Ena Sharples. Deirdre went on a to be politically correct and whatever, Deirdre went on a sabbatical, a 2-week sabbatical from Lancashire, from the Rovers' return over the Pennines to the dark side, to Bradford. And she came back with Rashid. Only joking, but it was something like that. Oh yeah, great days. The Sweeney, John Thaw, Dennis Waterman. Obviously John Thaw then went on to be Inspector Morse. That was beautiful, great. That was a great series. And last but not least, now I'm approaching the end of my walk. Here we go, 21 kilometres, 21.5 kilometres to be honest. 21.5k, that will do. There we go, finished. Okay, thanks for joining us as Old Gits. But one more for you. Kojak, Telly Savalas, Kojak. Like, subscribe, smash the button, ring the bells, smash the bells and ring the button. All the best, you old Gits, and who loves you, baby.